So we're going to look at one more option for the Aylard fireplace design. So this is taking something that's pretty close to the previous option that we looked at, but using the existing firebox. So we've changed the shape of the opening of that insert and matched the size and location of the existing firebox. So this could be completely using the existing firebox with a ceramic insert, and there would be an option for glass doors over it. Or we can price the difference between these getting a gas insert unit that fits that size and using that. So both of those would be options with this design. But essentially we've stepped back that furred out portion where the fireplace was kind of coming out further into the room to create an alcove here. So we pushed it back to the wall so we can really use that existing firebox and not build it out in front. And so the cabinet that I'm looking at using here would be closer to the cabinet that's behind us in the living room. This one over here, although the countertop would be the same countertop here, and I'm thinking that over here we'd do something different. It could be the same countertop, but I'm thinking it could just be a white countertop to match the cabinets. And then the option here would be either with these doors or with floating shelves in between. But I like having the glass at the top that matches what's behind, and those base cabinets that matches what's behind, but potentially taking these doors off and doing floating shelves, or if we want that closed look, we can do those same doors over there. So this material here would just be, so it could be furred out. I think we'd want to use metal studs around the firebox within 12 inches of it, but otherwise it could be furred out with wood studs and then cement board. And we could use the most cost-effective option would be that ceramic tile stone look that Sandra had picked out that they liked. If we're using the existing firebox, we do want to have the hearth in front of it, so we'd want a material for that as well. So we need a hearth that's 16 inches deep in front of that firebox to meet code. So that would be, and then the wood mantle above. Right now I'm showing it 12 inches above because it's sticking out pretty far to meet code. But if we chose a mantle that was non-combustible, we could lower that if you wanted a little more space to set something. You can see right now there's not much space to set anything. It would be in front of the TV. So that's mainly to protect the TV from the heat of the fireplace. And there is, so most gas fireboxes that you purchase will have recommended distances between the firebox and the TV and mantle size to protect it. So that's one downside of using the existing firebox is we don't have a UL test or testing to tell us how far above the TV is from that fireplace. So there is some risk here of that the TV getting damaged. So you really want, that's kind of an owner risk thing if we don't have that UL testing to tell us how far above to put it. So you definitely want to test, just making sure there's not too much heat coming up that's going to hurt that TV. But most of the ones that I've done, it's far enough above that fireplace with a ceramic insert, which isn't going to get as hot as like a gas insert like this. But anyway, we can talk more about that. And if this were deeper, that would provide a little bit more protection too for that firebox. Anyway, so that's option one, and let's look at option two here, which is not modeled. So option two, this image is closer to, so it's closer to what Sandra had sent out for her inspiration image. But what I'm proposing here is furring everything out all the way up the wall to create a little alcove nook, and I think this should be squared at the top for your house. And the proportions and size and shape would be different, obviously, but this is just a concept, that we would fur out the wall and have this be ideally a non-combustible surround that's around there, which would allow it to be closer. And we can look at that code section and just see we can come within 6 inches and 12 inches depending on the depth of that surround around there. So if you like this option more, I would model that to show you what it looks like in your space with the correct proportions and with the cabinets different and the archway different. But basically furring out the wall. The main concept here is furring out that wall with that surround, creating a nook for the cabinets. So let me know if you want to see that option, which I can model really quickly as well. Okay, so those are the two options we're looking at right now. Just the first one is modeled. I think this one would be the most cost-effective option, but the other one wouldn't be that much more expensive for furring out that wall a little bit. So let me know what you think, what questions you have, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.